One time.
All right, let's talk Veritas Fine Cannabis.
Yes.
The question is, what is a luxury high-end cannabis brand? Mike, please tell us.
Okay, well, a luxury cannabis high-end brand. We just, not to sound too arrogant, but after doing this since the beginning, we just realized that what we were doing in the field, in our grows, was a little bit better than everybody else. We realized that it wasn't just potency or even smell, but just the way our weed looked, the way we manicured our plants, the density of our bud, the way it looked in a jar, the way it just simply looks in a bag even. Mm-hmm. So why not do something a little bit more with it? Weed can be beautiful. It doesn't have to be something that is, you know, the old stereotype of it's, you know, you're handing it to somebody without looking on the streets and you just smoke it and wrap it up and break it up into a joint.
Sure.
I mean, nowadays people are spending thousands of dollars on cannabis art to, you know, in a bong to smoke it with. Why not have a beautiful nug, you know, to put in that bong with? And that's, you know, when we found out that we did that, and then when potency testing started, we realized that we had very, very highly tested marijuana as well.
Sure.
We realized that we really had this product that was worth showcasing. So we wanted to create a brand that showed that.
I like this. You know, before I covered marijuana, I was not familiar with the grower's pride. And this really rivals the pride that like parents feel for their children. I mean, talking to growers who are passionate, which
Sure.
a majority of you guys are, you guys think that you're growing the best and everybody's passionate about it, and I like hearing this.
It's a lot of work. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, here's what we like to say. It's really easy to grow weed. I mean, there's millions of square feet of warehouses in Denver alone.
Sure.
But it's really hard to grow good weed. You know, it requires constant attention. Fortunately for us, one of our partners in Veritas suffers from the worst OCD in the entire world. We call him the vampire because doesn't really sleep, works 20 hours a day, and it's really due to his perfectionist that we have this high-end quality product, because it really takes that type of dedication. You know, we do everything by hand, and you know.
Well, and I want to jump into that because you have said that Veritas refuses to automate any part of the grow process.
Correct.
I have to wonder about that. There's a lot of the grow process that many companies right now are saving a lot of money on labor by automating with maybe machine trim or automated irrigation. Lots of elements that you can assign to a machine, but you're saying Veritas does not do any of that.
We don't. We pride ourselves on doing everything by hand. I'd love to have you out to our garden one day to actually show you. You can look
Sure.
at one pot plant that we have. Instead of throwing a trellis on it, which is just a way to hold up branches, we actually individually hand stake each and every plant. So on in one average plant, you might see 20 to 30 stakes in just one plant. Now, times that by an entire room, times that by an entire warehouse, it's a lot of man hours.
It's a lot of labor costs.
It's a lot of labor costs as well. Also with irrigation, sure. You know, we can water blanketly a whole room and put it on a timer, but if I'm growing a sativa next to an indica, they're going to drink different amounts of water. So if my growers are in the room, if we're in the room, we're able to lift up a pot and we're able to judge, you know, this needs 20 seconds. This needs 30 seconds. We can feel it out by actually being there and in person, knowing that we're not overfeeding a plant, we're feeding it correctly, and really just monitoring each individual plant.
And does that go for nutrients as well? You actually have a person going and lifting up the pot and engaging the plant's health and.
That's exactly right. So with our feedings in the garden itself, we're individually watering our plants with a hose and a long hose and a watering system that the hose that we have. But we lift them up individually and make sure that we're not overwatering, that plant is getting what it needs.
Oh, yeah, that's
every
interesting.
time.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. But
having been in, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 grows now, it's amazing how different these grows really are.
Everyone has their own systems, but look, this has become an incredibly competitive industry, and we had the foresight to know that if you're not going to be the best, you might not be around in the next few years. So there's shortcuts that can save you some money, but at the end of the day, we don't want to do anything that could jeopardize, the absolute best quality every time.